Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I am Jen.
Amanda.
And Kathleen.
And we're the team behind Yarnia and Chronicles of Yarnia. So if you're new here, welcome. This is a podcast all about knitting and crochet and fiber stuff. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back.
Welcome back.
As you know, we digress a lot,
Yep.
but we are recording this on our not usual day. So
Exactly.
we have a bit of a time crunch in that the store opens in a certain amount of time. So
1 hour and 45 minutes, which
we'll
means
see.
we need to finish in 1 hour and 30 minutes to break down.
It's going to happen.
I have even more of a time crunch because
Yes.
I've got.
Oh, you do? I didn't know
How
that.
am I? Well, no. How am I going to edit this before?
Oh,
Sunday
yes,
morning?
there's that too. There's the editing crunch. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's going to be our challenge.
That's going to be your challenge.
It is my challenge. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
If the editing on this is goes downhill, you'll know that I'm going to at 3 a.m.
There was a reason. There
Aim
was a
high,
reason.
and then at 2:30 be like, all right, we're fine.
Fine.
We're just going to just leave
It's
it
all
in.
good. It's all good.
I'll try not to curse.
I was about to say all of Jen's swears for the second half we're staying in.
They'll
There you
just cut
go.
Right in.
So-
It'll be like real life.
Cover those little ears.
There you go.
If there are any little ears around. And you feel the need.
And you feel the need. I don't feel the need with my children. Yeah, they're used to it.
Mm.
But yeah, so I'm trying to think of what's going on around town. I just came
What's going on?
from drop off.
Exciting.
Exciting. Thrilling.
We're about to
So
start
dry.
intermediate class as soon as this is over.
Yes, we have our intermediate class today.
Morning
So-
session, afternoon session.
Yep.
What's going on around town? Come on. We
What
know
is-
what's going around.
Oh my goodness,
Lunar
what's going
New
on
Year.
around town, Amanda?
Celebration.
It's the reason that I'm not going to have much podcast.
Yes.
editing
That's
time.
true. Yeah.
It's Knitting Live weekend.
Mhm.
Yay. So,
So
used to
maybe
be
you're watching this on
Vogue
the
Knitting
way.
Live. Now it's called Knitting Live.
Really? They don't
By
have...
Vogue. Yes.
Oh,
because-
by Vogue. Okay.
Well, this year it's by Vogue.
Okay.
My
Who knows
theory
what
is legacy branding. It's a legacy brand of Condé Nast, and they are gonna want to
They're
keep
doing a little
Vogue.
show.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yep.
But
Yeah.
also, I feel like then it emphasizes the knitting a little bit more. And
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, if you, I don't know,
I like
it's
it.
interesting.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm very excited to go. So
Yes.
I have, I got a package. I think I have a treat swag
Ooh.
box. Oh, stay tuned till the end because I will put in. I'm not going to do a
That's
whole
right. You're gonna
special
Yeah.
on what we had. I'm not like we did for Rhinebeck weekend or something
Yeah.
like that. I'm not going to put in that much, but I will put in probably 5 minutes of this is what this is what's going on at Knitting Live 2023.
Four,
For.
Poop.
close enough.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
I'm still in football season terminology, right?
Oh yeah, no, this is
Excuse
the
me.
2023 football
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. So I'll put in a little bit. Mostly, I'm going to lectures and classes. So obviously, I'm not going to put in what was in the lectures and classes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you've never been, you can see what it's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going in today for a lecture on
Mhm.
2024 color and style trends.
That's
in,
right. That's right.
Fiber arts, fiber crafts.
That's
So
going to be
that'll
cool.
be cool, yeah.
Can't
And
wait to
then
hear about that.
tomorrow I am packed all day with classes. I've never done that before, and I've always wanted to. And this year I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna book it. So
Yeah.
as soon as the classes came out in September, I got one of the VIP packages and booked up the ones that I wanted to go to. And so I've got Tunisian crochet, which if you remember,
Ooh.
that's on my things I'm gonna learn this year. You guys,
That's
lots
right.
of you guys had Tunisian crochet too.
Mhm.
You're going to be
As
crossing
things
things off
to
your
learn.
list.
Yeah.
Early.
Well, I didn't say I was gonna finish a project. I'm just gonna learn for 3 hours tomorrow.
That's just smart predictions.
But also once you learn it, you do want to do something because
Yeah,
otherwise
I
you'll
agree.
forget
Yeah.
it, even if
Yeah.
it's not something big.
Yeah,
always
and we
good to-
have from our new learning curriculum. There's a recommended
Yes.
pattern in the advanced crochet that's Tunisian crochet. So maybe I'll
Yeah.
do a shop sample.
Ooh,
Perfect.
yes,
Right?
that's great.
Kill 3 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly. So, Tunisian
that-
crochet.
Yes, and then I have one that I know Jen is going to be super jealous of. Yeah, it's drop shoulder sweater class.
I'm going to be picking your brain, though, because maybe the reason... I mean, I know why I don't like drop shoulders, because the lines don't look good on me.
Right.
Mhm.
But I think it is useful to know how to
Well, that's what this class is
Fit.
all about. It's about
Yeah.
how do you take a drop shoulder sweater and fit it to your body.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I do think some of them, like thinking particularly of Rebecca Clow, the Crayabea, she's got a couple of drop shoulder things that aren't like straight out drop. They're not like 80s drop, which I think that also.
I think a lot of
like
the
modern drop
unmodified
shoulder.
drop shoulders are what are the problem. But I also like in general. I mean, there are a lot of designs that I like. I was looking through my favorites, and I'm like, no, these are drop shoulders, but like they look very different on a smaller body than on a larger body, and I'm like,
You want
but
something
that's
that's
why
good on everybody.
that class is Indigo Dragonfly, right?
yes.
She's amazing.
So I'm going to be taking like copious notes. My little fingers are going to be tired.
Yeah, you are.
Actually, do you know what I should do? I should charge up my iPad tonight so I
Yeah.
can just type notes on my
Because
iPad.
you're such a speedy typist.
I am. I've got like 90 words a minute.
Yeah, you should absolutely do that.
Yeah, for sure. And
I
then
mean,
and
and
then
then
you
you
have
bring
it
your
electronically too.
But it's heavy.
Oh,
My
that's
iPad's
true.
light.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Do you have an iPad keyboard, or you just use the? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's something Haley was supposed to get while she was home, and I think no one ever ordered it.
Oopsies.
Totally
Oh
love
well.
it. I love it.
I know. It's like she does her notes
And
on
you
her iPad all the
can
time.
extend your MacBook screen so easily onto your iPad.
That's nice.
It's like you just use it as a second screen, but it is super easy. Anyway, then my last class is a color work class with Mary Jane Buckles.
That's very cool.
I
So,
love that.
I think we're learning about color theory and color work designs and like how to choose ones that are going to look good together and what happens if you invert them and all that kind of thing.
Maybe
That's
you can
really
help me
cool.
with my academic vest when you go back.
It's funny because that was one of the ones that I was looking at, and I was like, I don't know that I would be able to pick a color palette for this because I also got one of the books I got for Christmas is Mary Jane Munklestone's like Fair Isle book.
Uh-huh.
And picking a color palette for Fair Isle, like traditional Fair Isle, is intimidating.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a lot. So I'm really excited to go to those classes, take a lot of notes, bring ideas back here,
Yes, wonderful.
make some shop samples.
Yes.
And yeah, that's my
That'll be
plan.
fun.
Yeah, so that's going on. I'm only there today, which is Thursday afternoon, for a hot minute. I'm coming in on the 1 o'clock train, so I'll get there probably 2:30, and the class is 3 to 5, and then I have to catch the 5:30 train. So I'm there for a hot minute today.
Yep.
And then tomorrow I'm in classes like all day long. It's like 9 to 12, 1 to 4, and then 6 to 9.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So I'll be around for a little bit in the afternoon, I think, because the
Not sure what time the marketplace
marketplace
opens,
opens
though.
at 5 on Friday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you'll have like an hour that you can hit the marketplace before you go into your evening class.
Let's see what's what.
Yeah, given that.
Say hi to some folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously, by the
Some
time
of our
you've
vendors.
seen this, you won't be able to say hi to me because I'll have already come and gone.
But maybe we'll have already seen Amanda
That's
and said
right.
hi.
Right.
We hope so.
Maybe you'll be in the video.
Yes,
There
exactly.
you go.
Then let's see. Yeah, because I would have taken some classes maybe Saturday or something, but and not crammed it all in one day. But I never know what my weekends are going to be like, and this was back in September.
Yeah.
So it's harder to even
right.
know yourself to plan.
I'm the weekend swing person at Yarnia, so if somebody's out, can't make it, I end up covering, and who knows what the kids will be doing. So I figured it was just safer. I mean, I know I can go on a Friday
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we have
Kids
no
are in
care.
school.
They're in
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
People have a schedule. It's funny because I was looking at the classes. I'm so bad about like registering for these things. Like I need to just like commit 1 year and be like, okay, I'm going to do classes at Vogue Knitting or Knitting Live. I'm going to do classes at Rhinebeck or, go down to Maryland or something like that. Because I was looking at, they had the couture knitting class, but it's like, obviously
sold out.
that sold out
Yeah.
like in a heartbeat.
And
but
it was multiple
And it was
sessions.
multiple sessions,
it's multiple
exactly.
sessions
Yeah.
over like the entire weekend, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
also, I'm like, I kind
That's
of
a
want,
big commitment.
I want like just dive in all day, right? Like,
Yes.
if it's going to end up being 6 hours, I want 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon.
And be done.
Yeah.
Well, I think so many of those get bought by people who are traveling to come to the city.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly are
you're
staying.
You're going to be like, okay, my mornings are classes, my afternoons are whatever.
So you know what? Next year, maybe we get a hotel room. We get like a multiple, and then we can all go and do classes and stuff and be staying.
I'm taking the train in and out.
We were talking about that yesterday. I think it was last night, or no, it was with you, right? About staying, like, oh no, it was Emily with like her husband is in the city overnight, even though we live 45 minutes away. If you've got late meetings, like late night things and early meetings, it's such a luxury to be able to stay overnight in the city.
It is, but like the Marriott Marquis is like
I wouldn't stay there.
literally, it's one train stop from.
Yeah,
I know.
It's right by.
Yeah.
It's funny. My friend Lisa went to go see Madonna this past week and prepared, knowing Madonna would show up like 2 hours late.
Yeah.
And she's
the
like,
trains aren't running anymore to come home.
the trains aren't running anymore. She's like, I'm staying overnight. She's like, because I know. She's like, I have to be in the city in the next morning for work. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
ooh,
that's
that sucks.
perfect.
And she's normally I'm in bed by 8:30.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, she's not even gonna be on. And she's like, I know, how am I gonna do it? I'm like, you're gonna have to disco nap. And she's like, I'm just staying in the city.
Yeah.
And she's staying with a girlfriend, or she stayed with a girlfriend.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, you need to do that. She said she came on at 9:40.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Better.
yeah. That's better.
Within the realm of
Reason.
Ish.
Ish.
But you heard she got sued.
I did.
For what?
For
showing up.
breach of contract, basically. I'm like, this is the thing. I understand you're a Madonna. You can do what you want. But also, respect your audience.
Yeah.
They paid a lot of money to see you.
Not only for the tickets, but also like if you
The
have
merch.
reservations for dinner to show up at a time, or I think they had childcare that they had
Childcare.
Wow.
booked for a certain time, and then
This is where you need to recognize, like, yes, you might be ageless, but and you
Your
have
audience
many
is not
younger fans,
necessarily.
but also younger generations do not care. Younger generations are like, no, you're going to respect my time. I feel like the younger generation, if anything, is like, you say you're going to be on at 8 and you're not on by 10. I'm mad because that's 2 hours of my time. It's not like, when I was 18,
they'll never
it
get
was
back.
like, they say you're going to be on at 8 and you show on 11 and you're like, party. I'm like, they have a better sense, I think, the younger.
yeah.
The youngers. And the olders are the ones with the money. Come on.
Right.
I mean, I liked the fact that granted, it's a different audience. We went to see Billy Joel, right? You know his audience is all old. Like, it's all, I mean, there were some young kids there, but I was like, dang,
For the most part.
what?
Yeah.
But, the internet said he'd be on at 8:10, and the lights went down at 8:09, and he was on at 8:10.
Yeah.
And I was like, I respect that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, it's a respectful show. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that.
Was it in
With
a
that
particular
lawsuit.
city, or I wonder
New York.
Oh, it was in New York.
I think it was Barclays, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was super late that night.
She was
It was like 11 or something
Oh
like that.
god, that's
I-
ridiculous. Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, it was New York. I mean, you come to the town that has all the lawyers and
Yeah.
That's
Somebody's
what's gonna
gonna
happen. That's what's gonna happen.
It'll be interesting.
So another thing around town this weekend is the Lunar New Year celebration, right?
Yes.
At the Montclair Art Museum.
That's such a great.
so that's today.
Yes,
When it
this
when
evening,
this
I
comes
think,
out.
right?
I'm-
Or is it afternoon and
It
evening?
has to be afternoon.
It's afternoon and evening.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it might be all day.
I
Well,
think it might be.
I am going to that as well because Chad and I have Teddy this weekend because the big kids are going skiing. See, I'm glad I didn't get Vogue on Saturday.
There you go. Exactly. You'd have to miss it.
Right. But yeah, we have Teddy, and he was bummed because his big siblings were going skiing, and he's too little, and they're leaving him at home.
Aw.
And then I told him, you get to see a dragon on Saturday.
He's
like,
right. And you're the
excited?
only one who gets to
Yeah,
see the dragon.
he's excited and then also a little scared. He's like, there's not going to be a dragon at school, right? Oh, there's no dragon.
It's like, I'm just confirming. That is clearly a child with older siblings who's like,
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
like, tell me more, but not too much more.
Right. Concerned there were going to be like dragons at school. So I told them, no, no dragon at school.
So awesome.
We're going to go see one at a special place on Saturday. And I will be there and I'm going to hold your hand though. 'Cause that's
No.
important.
And Saturday is supposed to be the only non-rainy day in like 10 days.
Thankfully.
Thank God.
That program, I mean, the AAPI does such a great job with the Lunar New Year celebration. Ollie and Jonathan went last year, and Ollie was like enraptured. And he actually had a friend or two who, or acquaintances of ours, who were up on one of the stages in Korean wear, and I can't remember what they were, if they were doing a dance or just like a presentation, but he was like, oh, I know her.
Yeah.
And I was
So
like,
fun.
yes. He's like, she's famous now. I'm like, yes, she's famous.
She's
on
Montclair
stage.
famous.
Right.
She's on stage. I'm like, yeah.
Excuse me.
But yeah, that's super cool. I should remind Jonathan because they might go do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They can,
Yeah.
they can hang out with us and we can spell off each other in the lines for the food trucks because
Yeah.
those are
Oh.
interminable. So
I'll tell you,
we'll wait for
Jonathan.
15 minutes, then Jonathan can wait for 15 minutes, and then we'll
Right.
wait again
There
for
you
15
go.
minutes,
Oh
and
my
then
God,
maybe we can all eat. Yay!
Because I'll tell you, that was his other thing. Jonathan loves Asian food of all types, like Chinese, Japanese,
Me too.
Thai, Vietnamese. Like that's his
Mhm.
favorite area of the world in
Ramen
which
is
to
my
eat.
favorite comfort food.
Oh, it's so good. And I'm not super because I don't eat fish,
Yeah. it's
right?
very
And I don't do
fish heavy for the
spicy,
most
and he
part.
loves spicy Asian seafood.
Oh.
In any country's cuisine. So he was just like, it's like, I'm gonna eat my way through.
There you go.
I'm like, yeah,
So fun. Nice.
that's so fun. That's great. I love that they do that. They're a great organization.
Mm-hmm. And actually, they have expanded now. They started out as AAPI Montclair, and now they are AAPI New Jersey.
Oh,
wow.
They
Awesome.
changed this year, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a big expansion. Let's see.
Yeah, they're doing great.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, okay. So we'll have another podcast before Valentine's Day. So we'll
Yes.
talk about that.
We'll talk about Valentine's Day
Then,
next time.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, we do have some special things for Valentine's Day. I pulled them aside so we
A
can
little sneaky
display them starting on the 1st or something.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, we should get
We should get moving
into
because,
our
yeah.
finished objects.
Yeah, but also,
'Cause-
can we just say what episode number it is?
Oh crap! 116.
Higher. Don't just go up by one.
118.
No.
You had to check.
Even I don't know this time.
120.
Lower.
119.
Yes.
Yay! I'm like, I go up by, you see, don't go up by ones, I go up by two.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are 119.
So we're close to 120. Wow, we have a lot.
Yes.
We've been doing this a while.
We've been doing this a while.
I'm having more fun every time.
I know, it is fun. It's so fun. So let's
So
talk
yes, let's talk about finished objects.
about our finished objects, because we
We have some.
have
Yes.
some. Yay!
We have some.
I finally have things.
Do you want to start, Amanda?
Sure.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I'll talk. I only have one finished object. I really tried to have two. I only have one.
But it's a big
But
one.
I'll talk about the non-finished object that I have and works in progress. Obs. But I'm wearing, yay, my Selena Slipover.
Yay!
Real for real finished.
That's so pretty.
So nice. Love
I
it.
really need somebody to take a good picture of me so I can put it on,
On your socials.
on my Ravelry page, actually.
Yeah.
So
Take one in the
cute.
store.
I
before we
love
I
this
was gonna
dress
say,
so much.
It's so nice.
I could take one,
And
but
you
she
can
said
see-
good picture.
Good picture. One of us can
Here,
take
and maybe I'll see so you can see how I styled it.
Yes,
it. With the boots.
that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
I have
It's so
boots.
cute with
So cute.
the fries.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It hits at a really nice length.
Yeah, it does. The sizing I will say is like it's big, and I made the smallest size.
Yeah.
I have, for your reference, a 36D bust. So what's that around that's like a 41
It's 4 inches smaller.
Yeah, 40 inch
Mm-hmm.
around full bust and like 31-inch waist. Although I squish into 29.
So you're just like denim will stretch.
Denim does stretch. I'm
Denim
probably
these
wearing
days
my favorite
stretches.
jeans today after a week of being sick.
Cotton
I'm
stretches out.
mostly wearing PJs.
Yeah, old jeans didn't stretch as much.
No,
but
they
now
did.
these days, it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
yay, like
these
that.
days.
If they
Yeah.
have any kind of stretch
Yeah.
on them, you can wedge in.
Yeah, but you can see, like, even with this, like, that's a
That's it.
a lot of
that's a lot of positive ease.
Yeah.
Like a good 10 inches?
I would say at least.
Yeah.
Even more. Because
Yeah.
actually, one thing that Seisha pointed out recently, 10 inches of positive ease is only 2.5 on each side,
Yeah.
Right.
front and back, left and
So
right.
maybe
Yes.
more like 16.
I think that's
Yeah, or at least 12.
At least 12.
12, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I'd
Okay.
say, yeah,
Let's
you're
say
pinching
3-inch
like
pinch.
a 3-inch pinch
At
on
my
each
full
side
bust.
is 3, 3, 3, 3.
Yeah, 12.
Ta-da.
So you're between 12 and 15.
So,
But it hangs really nicely. I
Right.
saw in, I guess maybe it was the
I didn't
Nicolaj-
want it to be like huge.
Yeah.
Was it the Nicolaj newsletter? There was one, she showed a couple of the sweater versions in the most recent Nicolaj newsletter, and one was like, had a lot of, I would say like 20 inches of ease.
Right.
Mhm.
And it looked super cute on the pullover, but I think this is a
But
nice...
were they also doing this thing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because that looks different than when you have your arms down.
Yeah, exactly. And all the fabric's under your arms.
Well,
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I will say, as a pullover...
Or smushed to the front
yeah.
or
Mhm.
flowing out in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And as a pullover, I think you can get away with a little bit more ease than
A dress.
A dress.
that
Because a
then,
dress,
goes
if you
over
have
hips.
too much ease, it just looks like you're wearing like a giant's...
Flour sack.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
flower sack.
Made out of thick
Very
yarn.
pretty flower sack.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
pretty sack, flower sack. But like, yeah, you wanna thread that needle.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
plus, this isn't like, if you know Hoagie Locatelli's, or what's her classic design? The one-
Boxy.
Boxy, the
Right,
Boxy,
right.
Which has a lot of positive ease, but it's also in fingering.
Yeah.
So-
That's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but
And
the
also,
original
the
one's
sleeves are very slim, so
Yes.
there's that. It's like the
It's like,
positive ease and
but
negative ease, and
it'll
it's
drop.
draped.
yeah,
right,
Yes,
like
exactly.
this
That's
is
true. Fingering fabric.
thicker on
is
a
gonna drape
17.
a lot
It doesn't.
more.
A
It doesn't
super-
drape as much.
yeah.
Yeah,
super
exactly.
bulky is gonna stand up naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Even
Just
if
a lot
you
more body
knit
in
it
the
super
yarn.
loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so anyway, I'll
I
talk a
love
little
it.
bit about my yarn.
Well, and also, wait, hold on, hold your arm up. If you also notice, you don't have as much ease on the sleeve.
Yeah,
you
I know.
have maybe 2 inches,
yeah,
2 to 3 inches of ease on the sleeve, depending on like the depth of the fabric.
I thought they were going to be looser sleeves, and then when I picked them up, because this again, like, is the extra small size.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just wasn't much arm circumference. So yay, I was happy with that.
I think that helps too. It makes
You
it look
need to
like it's on
balance it.
purpose and
Yeah.
not just
Right.
drowning.
Not just overall huge.
Yeah. So speaking of sleeves, we talked last time about what to do with these sleeves,
Yes.
and last time I knit them to pattern, which ended after this. The stockinette ended after this stripe here.
Uh huh.
And then you decrease, knit 2 together all the way around, and then do ribbing, right? So it was like bracelety length. So I did that, both sides, bound off, woven ends, and
Oh,
wore it
no.
to a dinner party. And it was like wearing a rubber band around, or a tourniquet around my arm.
Yikes. Yeah.
All night long. I mean, it felt okay when I put it on, but after you wear it like that for like 5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, when can I take this off? Because it hurts my arm so much. Just think about wearing like a hair tie around your
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah. Ooh.
It was a lot.
Mhm.
So that was Friday, and we had driven all the way to Philly. They had like a huge downpour,
Oh yeah.
and so by the time we finished dinner and we had a bottle of wine, we like didn't want to drive back in the rain, so we just crashed. And all I had
It was
dress.
the stress. Oh God.
My God.
You had to wear it the next day
I had to wear
too.
it the
on
next
home. Oh boy.
Anyway, so got home, and Sunday, before I came to work here at Yarnia,
Mhm.
I unpicked the ends, ripped it back, did another plain stripe of stockinette,
Mm-hmm.
multi-stripe of stockinette, and then instead of doing knit 1, knit 2 together, or knit together, knit together all the way around, I did knit 1, knit 2 together all the way around, which
So it's
just
not
gave
so
me
sad.
like, I mean, there's not many stitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that basically gave me an extra set of rib,
Uh huh.
which,
Yeah.
Made a huge difference.
That's the
I bet.
ease you needed.
yay!
Yep.
Yeah.
So now it's like a sweatshirt, and I love it so much. I've worn it probably 4 times.
And it's held up really nicely. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. Sometimes it can be freaky with like some super bulkies don't they don't wear as well as like a heavily plied yarn naturally because they're single ply or
Yeah,
you
and
know
there's a
they're
lot of
slightly
surface
unspun.
area.
Exactly, and in a dress you're sitting down, you're
Yeah.
braiding things that you
Yeah,
don't normally
it's definitely
braid,
different a dress than just
and
a sweater.
it's
Yeah.
worn beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Like
No,
really,
no
really nice.
I'm still not. It's not going to be a like everyday dress. Obviously,
No.
like I think people would notice if I wore this every day.
It's a statement piece.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I love it.
I'll wear it to knitting live today. I'll probably wear it at Rhinebeck next year at some point in that weekend.
If-
But I mean, that's also the thing. Like, it's built-in temperature control because it's a dress, so you can be like,
True.
you know, if it's cold out, you wear it with boots and tights. If
Uh-huh.
it's not cold out, you could wear it with boots. If it's not cold out, you can wear it with ankle boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can always get like a little breeze.
It is warm on the top though.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not like my reindeer sweater because it's
No,
not
that's-
knit densely.
Yeah.
So
And it's not
You've
and it's
got
not
some air.
close. You've got airflow
Right.
in there. Yeah.
let's see. So obviously I use knit collage.
Yeah.
Behind us.
This dress is on my Ravelry page. So you can see all the yarns I use. But I used knit collage, some of the spun cloud. I
Yep.
used I actually used like 1.5 of the mini studs, and I used a skein of the daisy chain. I used a skein of Malabrigo Rasta. And that's what's in these stripes.
Yeah.
And then for the solid color stripes, I used the Elinette Lan Aube. Color was Aube in her plume base. 2 strands of that, and Woolfolk Far, and one strand of La Bien-Aimée silk mohair silk, which gives it just a little shimmer.
It's really...
It's so pretty.
And it's so nice to see, like, the solid colors, like, they're colors from all different dyers, literally around the world. And they all blend so nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that was someone came in and saw it when I was here on Sunday, Saturday, Friday maybe, Sunday.
Sometimes.
Sunday at 2. Anyway, yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I definitely want to make that," and I'm like, "Well, I would just say come in and pick your solid colors, like some time to pick your solid colors."
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing I was thinking too, I think one thing that might be a little hack on picking solid colors is doing a flet with a far.
Oh, that's a good idea, because
Right.
that would get you the fuzzy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the
And
like
bulk
the
it
air
up.
the
And
air
the
but
air
the ball.
And the
Yeah.
poof.
Yeah, and then put a very close color, what do you call it, silk mohair with it to give it that little shimmer.
Or the cash silk light.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
cash
Yes,
silk light would
yeah.
work really well because it's a little heavier than a silk mohair. So you could do like the cash silk light and
Yeah.
either 2 thinner yarns or like
Far.
a worsted and
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
far and
But
something else.
flet and far are both Woolfolk yarns, so they have the same dye bases.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's easy to find ones that like match together and are going to give you that solid look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also throw in a tog if you want.
I was
which
gonna say,
also,
or the
Yeah.
and with Woolfolk also you have enough of like depending on the color range. If you wanted a more heathered look, it's easy to mix and match their colors within
Slightly
like
lighter and darker shades.
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
they'll
you can
they'll
go like
still
one
blend.
tone off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
To
it
give
gives
it
you
more
depth.
kind of dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's really nice.
Cool.
so
So fun.
that's fun. I finished it and now I love it. It's not
Yay!
strangling my arms.
Yeah.
Well,
Now it's not cutting off all circulation to your upper body.
My fingers.
Your finger. That's awesome. Do you have any more finished
I
objects?
do
Just the
not.
one? All right.
I do not. I have not finished anything else.
well, that is.
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Look, I have a Svendsdatter.
Yes, it's so
Yay!
pretty.
I just
Beautiful
finished
set.
this 2 days ago. Yeah, I finished it 2 days ago, blocked it yesterday, and it dried overnight. Thank God.
Nice.
How did you get it to dry overnight with all this?
I
moisture?
dry. Well, my house is very, very dry.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I actually
Your
think things
central
dry. Yeah,
Uh,
I think things dry quicker in the winter for me because
Yeah, normally. I mean,
it's just so dry. In
You
my
don't
house.
if you have forced air, it's drier than if you have radiator.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And we don't have radiator heat.
we
and
do.
So
Yeah.
So I
have radiator at the apartment. The house is forced air, and the house is just like.
I know.
You
I
feel
mean,
like
I
you're
have
in a desert.
humidifiers going all over the place. So I finished it. Wait, today's Thursday. I blocked it Wednesday, Tuesday. I finished it Tuesday. There we go. Finished it off Tuesday, and I soaked it overnight because I forgot before I went to bed. And then in the morning on Wednesday, I spin it out in my washing machine.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I always spin it up.
I've started really doing that too. It makes a tremendous difference.
It makes a huge difference.
You can get out like 95% of the water sometimes, depending on how much.
It was like
and
damp.
just enough left, just enough dampness left, so that when you smooth it out and flatten it, that it does dry into shape. Yeah,
exactly. And so, and I blocked it in my laundry room, and I put it on top of my washing machine. And actually, my laundry room, it's a small enough room, and there's a heating vent there.
So if you keep that door shut.
That's on the... I can't keep the door shut because that's also where the cats eat. But there's a heating vent right by the washing machine and the dryer that actually, like, is down on the floor, so it's the cubby where I put all of the shoes that are wet, so they dry quickly, and then they're like toasty warm. Or if I'm like my feet are cold and I'm like, I'm gonna go like put my slippers right in front of that heating vent for 20 minutes.
Nice.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. Or I'll put the slippers in front of the fire.
Yeah,
which I also do. But yeah, no, it dried pretty quickly. It was damp last night when I checked, and this morning it was fully dry.
That's great.
Which is great. So this was the winter sweater class, or late fall sweater class, winter sweater class. Might be early spring once I would make a nice decision. This is Svendsdatter by Kristin, I can't remember. Drysdale. Thank you. And I did mine in La Bien-Aimée, Wensley worsted, and Corey worsted. The Corey worsted in, I think I did bone.
Yep.
Avoine is very similar.
Avoine.
Whatever.
Oats.
Oh yeah, oats. I took French too. And then what's the off-white Wensley?
It's not natural. What is
it's not natural.
Natural, vanilla, cream.
Buttercream.
Buttercream.
And then the teal, which I think is Isle of Arran.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy
actually,
with how it came out.
Oh, we didn't even think about this. One thing we could have done we can talk about it for new in store. We just got a big shipment of LBA.
Oh yeah.
Which most of it has been unpacked. There are 2 boxes that just came from my house yesterday.
Nice.
That haven't been unpacked yet. But one of the things we've got in Wensley now is the brighter white.
Oh.
Like a clear, crisp white. This is a very creamy
It's a creamy white. It is buttercream.
It's buttercream.
It is. And with all the clear colors of Wensley, sometimes you want that really white to make things.
Wow.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I made the sleeves slightly longer than I normally do. Oh, look at that. It's
you sure did.
Full length.
Well, forget
typical winter sweater.
No, well, part of it was that when
I do that sometimes.
A little bit.
I just keep going.
It was a little bit, and I forgot to stop. / I wanted a slightly longer cuff.
It was a little
and I was like, do I want to rip back the first sleeve that I did? And the answer is no, I don't. I'm not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Tough.
And then you need to make the second one match. Clearly.
You know what? I just realized I did a tubular bind off on one, and I did...
Oh, you totally did. You have 2 different bind offs.
You got like me.
That's annoying.
Hair in my ribbon.
So I did a backstitch bind off on one. I don't know why. And then I did a tubular bind off on this one, which means I need to take this one out. So that's
we
fine.
can be sleeve frogging sisters. We'll get to that.
Right. At least the backstitch bind off is easier to pick out than a tubular bind off. The real question is, am I going to need more yarn? I don't think I will.
Did you finish all your yarn?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, but I don't have it. I don't have it with me now, so I can't
do it during.
I can't take it off. I'm wearing a tank top underneath. I take it off and do it in class, which I still might. And be like, nah, let's see what I can do. Maybe I do have it. No, I don't think I do. And then So my other finished object is I finished.
So pretty.
My little sockies. These are Afterthought Heels and Toes socks. This yarn is, I believe, Knit Circus. And the heels and toes are the Jadifra Lanamia, which is great for Afterthought Heels and Toes.
Yeah.
I have some similar to this. I have some old
nice
West Yorkshire spinners.
Yes, the West Yorkshire spinners is fantastic.
Bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
That just can go on anything.
It's
with every color. Absolutely just universal. So these are, I did the heel over, instead of a 50% heel, I did a heel over 50% plus 3 on each side to make it slightly deeper, because it was, this sock tube happens to be, this sock yarn is a little bit thicker than a previous one that I was working on. And so it's knit a little bit denser, which is actually my preference. So just because it doesn't pull over my enormous instep, I did the heel slightly deeper. So I picked up 50% of the stitches, and then I added 3 on each one side and added 3 on each side.
These are star?
And these are the star heel,
which is a circle.
Which is a circle, and with 8 decrease points around. So I did have to do 1 extra decrease just to get to something divisible by 8 on each side, which was fine. And then because it was slightly deeper, because it was over more stitches, I Kitchenered it. Instead of continuing to a point,
to decrease to a point,
I got down to 8 or 10 stitches. I don't remember how many. And then Kitchenered the two together to make like a little stubby heel. And I've done this before, and it fits really nicely.
So it's like a combo star and wedge, sort of. Yeah, exactly. But I can see how that would fit a human foot very nicely.
It fits really nicely, and then my standard wedge toe that I know fits my foot really nicely.
Star heels are painful.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Because they sit there and you're like...
It looks like a thumb out. You're like, bloop, tuck the thumb in. Like that, and then you can fold them in half in your drawer.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're so nice.
And then they can... Go.
So we have finally... It took me forever to figure that out. Are you kidding me? And then you gotta like stagger them so that the thick
Right,
parts.
exactly. That's what I do with my turtlenecks. I have so many turtlenecks. And you gotta alternate left, right, like which side the sleeves are on.
Otherwise, you're gonna get like that weird fan stack.
Exactly. Hate that.
And I stack things.
Wow, something all 3 of us have the same opinion on.
And I stack things in a drawer like this, Marie Kondo style, so you can see everything.
Yes.
Because I'm very
across the back of my drawer.
it's the very like ADHD. If you don't see it, it doesn't exist.
It looks so pretty.
It does, and you can just file folder. So Amanda and I have finished the class.
Yay!
Tested.
And the handout, which Amanda designed and is beautiful.
It's so pretty. It looks great.
So it's being tested right now. So
please remember before I leave to take a picture of Clementine.
Oh, yes. Because that needs to go on the handout.
Yeah. That's the one thing that's not there.
Oh, maybe you can put this on Clementine so you can see the heels. Do we have sock lockers? We'll figure it out. But anyway, so that should be up soon. Basically, as soon as it's done being tested.
Who's testing?
Kim.
Oh, great.
She's never done afterthought, heel, toe, etc. So this will be the test.
And I was still in COVID land when these guys were going back and forth talking about the thing, so I would chime in every now and then with something mostly not useful because I didn't know the whole thing and I was not following.
And you're like, I'm not paying attention and I'm doped up.
I was like, I can't read this. I don't know what you're saying.
And it's like, that's fine.
Like, we're good. We got it.
We're all good.
We got it.
Yeah, I've
collaborative.
I've got I'm going back to a new, more full-time job that I've been doing for the past year. So Saturday morning podcast, maybe a little bit later on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes I get a little busy and I can't quite get it out by 10 a.m. We'll see.
Totally understand.
But now that I have I'm actually going to be busier in like a month. Now I'm trying to get all the things that I've had backed up for Yarnia done.
Scramble.
Yeah.
So this afterthought heels and toes class will be
became a big priority.
More of a thing. And I finished writing up and grading my Edmonton vest.
Yes, that's the other finished object. Which we have to now test, which is good.
I know. I wanted to try to pick out yarn before today, but that did not happen.
Yeah, I have yarn picked up for my second one. But yeah, so that is done. I graded it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Mapping for the win.
Oh my goodness. That was actually really hard. Trigonometry was involved. I'm not sure it was successful. It's been a long time since I found the hypotenuse length. Especially when your measurement isn't like in centimeters, it's in stitches and rows and converting one to the other.
You know, it looks like somebody upstairs is moving out.
I see that.
I just noticed.
Yeah, we're having there's a moving truck like right outside. They're being quiet though. I appreciate it.
They're very quiet, amazingly.
Very quiet. I'm impressed.
Wonder who it is.
But yeah, so that is that is coming soon too.
Exciting.
Yay! And yeah, I forgot why I said
I know.
that. Oh, things I'm finishing.
Things you're finishing.
Yes.
I
Well, you have the time.
Yep. And then I think the new class sign-ups the next on my queue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So very exciting.
Ta-da.
You've got many finished objects. You've got a finished object in many genre.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. I got 2. I'm done.
I also finished a client deck this week. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I mean, the client cares.
The client does care.
The client really cares.
Yeah.
We are like, yay, that's great.
Exactly.
Don't know.
We always all have continuous lists, like to-do lists, like
Oh my God.
rolling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's nice when you get one of those done that's been kind of hanging out there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
just early for finish in February.
Well, no,
There you
I'm
go.
ready for finish in February.
You're like, you're
We're
on
going
it.
to talk about that too.
You gotta
Yeah.
pace yourself for finish.
How are we
February
doing?
so you
Oh,
can finish
we
in
have an
February.
hour and 5 minutes till the store
Look
opens.
at us.
Kathleen's
Look at us.
going to
And
talk
I
about...
haven't even talked about my finished.
All right, let's
objects
go.
yet.
Let's do
And
your.
I
do your
haven't
finished
even
objects.
counted how many I have because
Uh-oh.
I got 2 more stitches here on this half of the.
All right, steal yourself, y'all.
So, so as I mentioned a few minutes ago, I had COVID since I last saw you all.
Yes.
And it was
Not the I didn't know I had COVID kind either.
Oh no, it was.
You knew.
Well, I thought for a few hours I had a cold, and then it was like, wow, this is moving fast. So I took a test, and I wish I had videotaped it because as soon as the liquid hit the line, it went boom, and it was like this. It was like a big red stripe.
You're like, I guess I got
And
it.
also, so I did Paxlovid, which really helped. I felt like every day was like a 3 days of the progression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really speeds it along.
It was amazing how it sped it along, and today is actually like day 10, but I tested yesterday morning and I was already negative.
Yay!
So the virus, knock on wood, has been eradicated from my body.
So the one thing with the Paxlovid, this is from my brother-in-law, my brother and sister-in-law. You can tell who we like better. Sorry, Charlie. Is that when they had it this past fall, they absolutely had a Paxlovid rebound. So, and the rebound was like, they had one day where they're like, oh, I kind of feel crappy. And like, they were testing every day. Like even after, because they were expecting a Paxlovid rebound. There was one day where they tested positive for a day and they felt a little crappy and then it went away like the next day. But that was about 2 weeks after
2 weeks. Wow.
the wrap up. 10 days.
Yeah. And I talked to my doctor about
That's
it, and she said it's like 20% of people get it.
Yeah.
But then I read more about it too, and even of the 20% of people who had COVID, who took Paxlovid, who get the rebound, something like 90% don't actually have symptoms. So you really only find out if you
only find out if you're testing.
If you're testing, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I maybe should do that since I'm here in the store.
I think Charlie, I think my brother had like mild symptoms where he's like, I feel like maybe I'm getting a cold again. And my sister-in-law was like, we're all just going to test anyway, just for...
Yeah. So, I'm feeling much better. I'm definitely still a little drizzly, as we say in my family.
Well,
But the main thing I'm trying to do is not overdo it, because that is the other thing. I know from the other time I had it, I definitely was like tired for a solid 10 days afterwards.
Brain fog.
And, like yesterday I was here for like 7 hours. Today I'm going to be here like 10 hours. So I'm just trying to like not overdo it.
I mean, I feel like that goes for everything in life. Like, just
recover.
respect your body.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Like, it's an important machine.
Yeah.
That we all have to live with. And, like, you can run every day. And I've done this before. Right? Getting up at 5:30, going to the gym, then getting kids for school, going to work all day, coming home, cook dinner, homework, bedtime, work again from like 10 to 1 in the morning, get up at 5, go to the gym.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the treadmill.
And like, I would get a cold and couldn't recover for months. Like, would have cough.
You just need to give yourself a little.
And I had like a cough for like
4
or 5 months because you're just running yourself so ragged.
Yeah, you just need
You need to take time to rest.
Yeah.
And I'll say, because it's difficult for me, I mean, I am good at doing nothing. I can do nothing with the best.
I'm bad at doing nothing.
But I feel better about, like, resting if I'm doing something.
Yes.
Knitting and or crocheting. Where I'm like, look, I'm productive / but you're also taking some time to, like, sit. And
and that is actually a perfect lead into all of this stuff in this little bag here. Because I definitely for 2 days I couldn't do anything. I couldn't knit or crochet.
Uh-huh.
I was
That's
just
so
did not
sick.
have the attention span.
That's hard.
And it was a solid 5-6 days the first time.
Yeah.
But so after 2 days of the medicine, I was definitely feeling a lot better.
Good.
I finished the LotusFlowerBeanie.
Oh, it's so,
Isn't it so cute?
pretty.
And then
Ooh, I love this flex and the.
the little, so I decided to
Pom.
make like a little polka dotted pom pom because like they're just little flecks in here.
I love it.
Isn't that so cute?
It's
so that
so cute.
is Manos Cardo in terrarium and pumpkin, I
I'll take
believe.
it up.
That's
people
so
can-
like.
Really, I
So-
shouldn't
like-
do this huge blanket thing over here.
I know
You
because
gotta
you're like
step over it.
climbing.
Uh,
That's
But
so
that is
like,
a store sample because we realized we didn't have a store sample of Cardo,
Yeah.
and it's such a
Ah,
beautiful yarn.
It's nice and squishy
That's
too.
like the
Wow.
hat you want to wear when you go like leaf stomping,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Like in the fall.
hmm
Like that's such a cute.
Isn't it cute? Yeah, and there was so much yarn left over.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why I
great.
decided to make the pom pom.
Yeah.
Like, it would look cute with a faux fur pom pom or something too.
It would, but I
But-
like a yarn
but
pom pom.
I like a yarn pom pom. So, like, literally, I did leave knit night early last night. I asked Emily if she would mind doing the last hour solo, and just because I'm trying to be really good and
Yes.
like take care of myself and not
Yeah.
overdo. Because when I get home at 8:30, it's like then I still have things to do. I need to unpack all of my stuff from the day and whatever. So one of the things I did when I got home was I made the pom pom. That was on my list.
Yay.
It probably
Pom-poms are
could
good.
be trimmed a little bit more. I didn't have
I like
good
it.
yarn scissors.
I like it. I also like as a store sample showing the fact that like you don't have to do a fake fur pom pom. You don't have to do a solid color pom pom. That you can do something cute and speckle.
Yeah.
Right? There are options.
Yep. And actually, it was so easy to do the pom pom. I did Google it yesterday. I looked at a couple of YouTube videos. So basically, if you've ever made a yarn pom pom using we have the Clover pom pom makers here.
I love those pom
Which
pom
we love.
makers.
And we'll work with any kind of pom pom maker that you use, but basically you do like a couple of layers of your main color and then one very sparse layer of your accent. Another couple of solid layers of your main color. Literally, like I did like 10 wraps of the accent color each time I threw it in. And you do the same thing on the other side. I did one more layer. I was trying to really make it speckled throughout. Did one more layer of like 10 stripes of the accent before I cut it, jointed, all of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it was fun and really, and it actually makes sense when you think about it. Though I am so amazed. I mean, one of the guys whose videos I was looking at, like he's got like hearts and
I've done that.
rainbows and oh my god, I've never done that.
Do you remember like at the old
Remember you
store
did
we
a
did a
pom-
pom pom workshop
Yes,
and you
yes.
could do like polka dotty, stripy, like bullseye.
Yep,
It's
yep.
really cool.
Yeah, quadrants. I mean, I definitely went down that rabbit hole a little yesterday during the day, so that when I got home, I could do
Yeah.
that.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Faces. It's really like you can get really into it. And I do love those clever pom pom.
Yeah, they're so
the
good.
easiest.
So last time we talked with you, we told you that we had many Wubbles coming. They are
many
here. They have
Wubbles.
arrived. So I had taken home a Billy the Unicorn kit once I knew I was sick and I was going to be able to spend some time working on things. And Billy has now been completed. Dun, dun, dun.
That's so cute. Look at his little hands. Oh my god.
They
He's got little
have the
T-Rex
little
hands.
T-Rex hands. They all have the little T-Rex hands.
Shut up. He's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
This one
I
I
love
would
quite articulated.
bangs.
This one I would say is probably better as a second project.
Yeah.
I mean, as an experienced crocheter, blush. They call it the blush under the
With all of the
my God.
details. on
the
this
details.
little dude.
But also, you know what? If you're an adventurous learner and you want to do some additional techniques from the beginning,
Well, that's
then
the
maybe
thing.
that is the kit for you.
When I tell my
I love he
comment,
has the
The little horn.
a little hole for the, in his hair for the
Yeah, yeah. Well, you make like the tube for the hair
Uh-huh.
for the most of it, and then you do the bangs separately. So,
Mm.
and I probably, if I had read ahead, I would have. I almost did more on the bangs to like fill in the hole. It's fine.
He's cute.
It's fine. It's
So-
fine.
I mean, I think I know I've said this before, but I taught my college roommate how to knit in college, and like
You have to see.
after a square, her first project was socks.
Uh-huh.
But she's like, I want to make socks. I'm like, all right.
Well,
You
and
have
also-
all the skills you need.
Yeah, and
Make
also
socks.
she had you as support. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
exactly.
I
There was
think,
backup.
I think if somebody's an adventurous learner and they've got someone to go to for questions,
Yeah.
it's perfectly reasonable to do a more challenging project.
And folks,
this
that
next
someone to
project.
go to for questions can be us.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah,
local,
oh, for sure, exactly.
right? Like,
So if
so-
you're looking, these
So
are our
Billy's
three.
gonna stay in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then these are our three kits right now. We have Billy, we have Fred le dinosaure, que vous
And
avez
Pierre.
vu, et Pierre,
Yeah, the penguin.
Penguin.
I don't know how you say
Yeah.
penguin in French.
Me neither. It's
Penguin.
probably.
I'm gonna say penguin.
Well, I know in Italian it's pinguino.
I think penguin is penguin.
That doesn't
Around
hit
the world.
my classical literature vocabulary.
Pinguino.
I know, right?
So, we have a lot of
It's not in Les Mis.
Sartre doesn't talk about penguins.
penguins, right? Last time also I brought McGonagall, I believe, right? So I did a lot of like continuations during my time on the sofa. So
Good themes.
we have Snape.
Oh, I love how pale he is.
He's so pale because King Cole discontinued the champagne color, which is what I used to use for, my kind of flesh color.
But it's an appropriate color for Severus Snape.
Well, all of them are going to be his color from now on
That's
because
fine.
it's what I have. And then also, a quick one that I had to do was Hedwig. Do you want to bring up Snape and Hedwig?
Here's McGonagall.
Here you come, back up from my
Yeah.
blanket.
I'm gonna pop her here.
Yeah,
She really stands beautifully.
she does. And I did get Snape to stand for a little while.
Yes.
But I'm going to have to make some kind of little diorama for them, I think.
I think so. He needs to like
Crocheted Hogwarts.
Oh my goodness, that's
he
a
needs
lot.
to like lean on a desk.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah, maybe I'll...
He's going to sneak up behind her.
Perfect!
Be like,
Put Hedwig in front.
Intimidating.
Yep, and I forgot to have Haley do the sorting hat before she went back to school.
No, I
But-
don't think he's going to.
Here, use the socks.
Yeah. And he's definitely built for, like, standing versus sitting, but...
There we go.
His hair was fun. I did have to add some.
I'm making sure it's focusing on you and not on.
Not on the.
Oh,
not on
yeah.
Snape.
That's right, it did that one time, right?
Yeah.
So,
We'll just be all fuzzy through the rest of the video.
So Snape is by Lily Collin from that Harry Potter crochet book I got as part of my Christmas stuff this year. And
That's
then
so fun.
Haley, before she went back to school, she said, "Could I bring this in?" She did another.
Oh, that's
Sliding is
beautiful.
fun.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that so fun? Because they
I
have
love that.
discontinued our best-selling color for this.
Of course.
Of course.
A lot of times, guys, when we don't have a color, sometimes it's because it no longer exists.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
But
because
isn't
it
that
didn't
so
work
fun
out.
and great for most
love
babies?
That. I feel like
Yeah.
that is a very, like, sophisticated, but, like,
Fun still.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
I feel like that's appropriate for her.
for our area,
Great,
exactly.
great.
That's what we were looking for. We were looking for
And-
something to sub for what
Yeah.
we had done before.
That black to light gray gradient,
Mhm.
or dark gray to light gray gradient would look so nice too with like a pink or a yellow or a green, just like this blue.
Exactly. You could sub in anything
Could
for the
sub in
teal.
anything.
But we thought the teal was just really pretty and also
mean-
fairly gender neutral.
I love
Yep.
teal.
Yeah. Jen will always go for a
I
good
will
teal.
always and be like,
So-
"Hi, is that teal?" Yeah.
That's Haley's
Oh,
contribution before
sweet.
she went back to school.
Yeah.
So, and then I should say what I'm wearing also.
Yes, you should say what you're wearing.
I am wearing my Staring at Stars cardigan.
Nice.
By it's been a while. Who is this by
Plummer.
again?
Uh,
Yes, Alicia Plummer.
Alicia
Thank you.
Plummer.
Yep.
I
Which
almost
is
said Amanda Plummer, which no, that's
a
an actress.
pretty, it's just a really nicely shaped, simple cardigan, but it's got this eyelet detail at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I made this in Tosh DK in the color Rosinante.
Yes.
Did you
So-
put short rows in that?
I didn't. If I were to make it again, I would.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
It's the same because I have a Tosh DK.
Do you have the Grace Notes version?
Yeah, the
I
Grace
love
Notes,
that. Yeah.
But it
yeah.
needs short rows.
It needs short rows. It does.
I
And then
mean,
you did a class on
I
it,
did
and
class.
you showed people how to put short rows in, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't need to do that. And
you
Yeah,
need short rows,
it doesn't
people.
fit as well. It doesn't. It does slide back
It
on
just-
the shoulders a bit.
And especially with an open cardigan, it just
Mhm.
helps it sit on the shoulders because you have a lot more of the weight is on the back in an open cardigan.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Especially an open cardigan that's not meant to overlap. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So
true.
like you just need to physics.
Yes.
Counteract it.
For sure.
One looks a little. Was it flash dancey? Where it's like
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
falling
off
off the
one
shoulder.
You're just showing a little shoulder.
Always when I wear that sweater, which
I know.
is fine.
Or you can use one of like those jewel closures and wrap it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
That'll
Yeah,
keep
that
it-
would
yeah,
definitely work.
Definitely.
Like it's different
Yeah.
look. And
Yeah.
you don't want to always have to do it.
Yeah.
You want
It
to
actually, it's really nice when you're sitting. It's fine if I'm sitting.
Yeah.
When I'm walking around, it does start to kind of go da 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 da.
like,
But it's
"Yoop."
okay. So I have an idea. I have
Yes.
one work in progress. Why don't I talk about it now and get
Yes,
it out of the
yes.
way? How does that
That sounds
sound?
good. That sounds
All right.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
It is what I have been working on.
Your man sweater.
We've been
You
sitting
are
here.
so coordinated in your colors today of like your outfit, your sweater.
I try. I know it's funny because this isn't for me, but I still have a palette.
You still have a palette.
So, well, partly just this yarn was so pretty. So
It's so
this
pretty.
is the Pemberton pullover that I am making for my husband Gene.
You've made so much progress.
I have made so much progress. I actually did leave my progress keeper on. When we were last here, I was we had split for front and back.
Yeah.
And I was here on the back on the first side.
Wow.
I finished the back. Again, how many hours on the sofa have I spent in the list? And also, it is what? So when I last talked about this, I was I had split for front and back, and I was here. I was like 3/4 of the way through the back.
Mm-hmm.
I finished the back. I did the entire front. This patterning, the knit purl Gansey kind of patterning is so fun. It is one of those things where you just want to do another row. You really don't want to put it down.
Like color work, where you're just like, I gotta go.
Just got to do another row.
Make the pattern come
But you don't have to switch colors. You're just like...
Just like...
So, and I was away for the weekend when I was, about to finish the shoulders and everything, and I was like, I really kind of wanted to, I thought I would have time to work on the sleeves. This was right before I got COVID. And thankfully, in a way, I didn't, because I definitely adjusted it. Jean has tried this on at least 10 times.
Good.
In practice. But this thing, it is really made to measure, right?
Yeah,
it's like...
It's made for him,
Yeah.
so you're going to be like, come here.
Well, and I also do keep telling him that, it is going to loosen up a little bit when I block it, because I just know it will. And even though it's not superwash, it's still, everything, it's going to loosen up. Because it's like a little bit snug over the belly right now. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, trust me. How many sweaters have I made?
I tried this on before I blocked it, and I was like, you know what? I need to just go when I block it. And just to make sure that it doesn't, just because it was fresh off the needles.
Yep.
And the ribbing was snug, so I was like, I don't want the ribbing snug. I want the ribbing.
Yep, exactly.
Just yank it when it's wet, and it dries.
And this pattern we did talk about this last time. This pattern is supposed to have set-in sleeves. You work them separately and you sew them in. I hate that.
No.
Really hate that.
Hard pass.
Especially in stockinette, like wine.
Exactly. But the challenge, of course, is that you have no instructions for how many stitches to pick up and how quickly to decrease. So I am actually working on my third sleeve now, because it does. So I picked up what the fabric needed, as Jen says, hearing Jen's voice in my head. Pick up what the fabric needs,
right,
and then decrease away. But I wasn't sure how much to decrease. So I don't know. I had like 100 stitches basically, and I decreased to like 90, and I worked a few inches, and I had to try it on, and it was like a butterfly sleeve. Way too big.
Is it set in or drop?
It's set in. It's very slight. It's like 1 inch drop shoulder. It's minimally drop shoulder.
So it's like modified drop.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, you don't need to shape a round sleeve cap.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, that is how it's shaped when you make it separately.
Okay.
But I didn't also want to mess with the short rows. I have done that before, and I
would totally love the short rows.
Yeah, no.
Love a short row sleeve cap.
Also, had COVID, trying to just
you're like
the brainless thing.
I can't do the hard part.
I can do the easy math with COVID. I can't do the hard part when I have brain fog.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just pulled back, because like there was no way. What I typically do when I'm redoing something like that is I leave the bad one and then I start on the other side and do a good one. This was so far gone, there was no way that was going to be useful.
Yeah.
And what I did though, I pulled back to my my pickup row. The pickup row was fine, so I went all the way to that. And then basically I did knit two together, knit two together. I got rid of 1/4 of the stitches right away.
Yeah.
And then I worked a few inches and had him try it on, and it looked like a sleeve.
Excellent.
And I basically decreased every 5 rows until the elbow, and then I decreased like twice more. And it fits him really nicely. And knowing that it will grow by 5 to 10%, maybe say 5%. 5% will be fine. And so last night during knit night, I picked up my second sleeve, and here I am.
Excellent.
So really, all I need to do is finish the second sleeve and do the neck, and we're done.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And so this is Northlight Atlantic, which we still have a teeny little bit of.
A wee little.
A very little bit, but we do have a bit. And actually, I don't even know how. I took all the skeins we had of this color when I started, just because I didn't want to run out. I will definitely be returning some.
Okay. The same with spruce, and then return some.
Yeah. No, there's definitely going to be. It could even be like 3 skeins that I'm returning, because
that's a project.
This sleeve took less than a ball of yarn.
It goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Yeah, I'm so...
Good
I don't know. I
yardage.
have like 4 in the body, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. But anyway, I might have even gotten away with 1 less if I had not been... Like, I wound
Flexing.
2 for the sleeves, and I knew I had some extras and whatever. It's all
Whatever,
good.
it's
I'll
fine.
make a hat. If I
I
have
was
enough,
gonna
I'll
say
make a hat.
he'll have a matching.
He'll have a matching hat. So
the Gansey pattern.
yeah,
Wow.
good idea. So
Yeah.
anyway, that is my one really active whip because I finished all this stuff in the last couple of days.
I know, because you've been like killing it.
Yeah. So that
Any other
that
whips?
is me. No, nothing that I brought.
Okay.
I definitely have a couple of things. Last time I didn't know I was going to get COVID. I had big plans about what I was
Right.
going to do. So
Aim high and adapt.
yeah, no, but so
Yeah.
I made my little amigurumi. I had my whole little amigurumi set up, and there we go.
I love it.
So
All right, I'm gonna go. I have one big-ish whip, not big-ish whip. It is.
yes, what are you working on? What?
I am
Snape
working.
took a dive.
Took a dive, man.
Wow.
Right
man.
over.
Well, sorry, Snape. That's what you get. He was a good guy, even in the end. So this is on a smaller needle, obviously, because I did not bother to get a longer thing. But this is the Hobbiton Vest by Fable Knitwear. Fable Knits? I don't know. Fable. And so this is a seed stitch vest. God help me.
Yeah, really.
But it's knit. I know. I was like, what was I thinking?
I would do that with seed stitch.
But I feel like it looks really nice.
It does look really
nice. It's basically, I had 2 skeins of a
Not yarn
hand-dyed BFL yarn that I got from Rhinebeck that I'm going to look it up. And they're the same colorway, but one is significantly darker and redder than the other. And I was like, I originally picked it up. I was like, I'll do a shawl. And then I was like, I've been sitting on this for like 7 years. This
Oh my
yarn
gosh.
for, no, 8 years,
Wow.
maybe. Pre-store.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I really want a vest because Amanda, heavily influenced by Amanda's outfit from, was that the last podcast?
Yes.
Yes, like denim shirts, the leggings, the vest, and I was like, "That's so cute." And then I was like, "I gotta work
And
through
it's
some of my
comfy.
stash."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I need a vest," and this was pre Amanda finishing her vest, so I was like, "I want a vest wardrobe." So this yarn is Maple Creek Farm, Fredericksburg.
Wow.
She is a
Virginia.
small,
Right?
yes, she's a small hand dyer. I don't know if she's still dyeing or not. It is technically labeled a worsted weight. It really feels
Looks
closer
like
to
DK.
a thin DK.
Yeah.
But I also think it'll plump up when washed. And so the Hobbiton vest is really cute. It looks like a cardigan vest,
I'll
but
put a little picture right here so you can see it.
so you can see it. It's but it's knit in the round in seed stitch, and then you do a faux button band, which is perfect for me because I will never. I'm like, I will never
You'll
wear
never
a
do
vest
the buttons.
unbuttoned. It will always be buttoned. And
yeah,
also
so you might
then,
as well.
if I get tired and I'm like, I just want this pullover, I can just skip the faux button band.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got a deep, it's so funny. After I did the 1x1 ribbing at the bottom, I was like, oh, it's a nice deep, like 20 centimeters or whatever ribbing. I was like, oh, great. Now I move on to the seed stitch. You guys, seed stitch is also 1x1 ribbing.
Right.
It's true.
It's knit purl.
It's just
the
staggering.
whole damn thing.
Yeah.
But I am doing it because I have 2 different colorway. Well, not 2 different colorways. I have 2 very different skeins of yarn. I am doing helical.
Yeah.
From the get-go, knowing that is how I'm going to mix it in the round part, and then I'll go to every 2 rows when I do the back and forth. And I actually think it's mixing.
It's breaking
Yeah,
up
it looks
It's
great.
breaking up the
It looks
color
fine.
really, really nicely.
Yeah.
And the seed stitch is really helping with that as well because every purl, like purling with 2 different colors, you get the bloops kind of like it just breaks it up more. So I'm very happy with how it's turning out, and I have a little bit more to go. It's going to be cropped. And yeah. So I'm excited for that. And then I also pulled some yarn from stash, like super old plucky knitter worsted.
Oh, wow. I
That's
remember
like
plucking it.
long been discontinued, this worsted, because she had like 80 million brands that
Right.
I think I'm going to 100% copy Amanda and do a Ribble style.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a
Are you
cool
gonna-
chocolate brown.
Are you going to wait till I do a workshop, not class, later this spring?
I very well might.
Ugh.
I very well might wait until you do a workshop, not class.
Workshop.
It's a class.
Yeah.
A multi-session workshop.
Multi-session workshop.
AKA a class. And then, now that your other pattern is done,
that's
I
like
need
a pre-whip.
to go pick out
Yeah, I actually do need
some boucle.
I'll test it.
Me too. The Fullerton vest.
The Fullerton vest.
That's a pre-whip.
What was your other? It was boucle, and what was the other weight yarn? A DK? Or
No, it was like it was a fingering. I used Pillowsbog, which is like 400
like the
meters.
Rama.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I'm making it again, and I'm using Tosh sock. But I think Tosh sock is like $3.95 yards to 100 grams. It's like a little bit thick on the thicker side of a fingering.
Yeah.
So I think, and similarly, like the phenol garn or a Hillesbog or something is like it's fingering, but it is you can
tending towards sport.
almost
Yeah.
sport
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can you can knit it denser for fingering. You can knit it airier for sport.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have a ton of colors of Hillesbog too.
I
Not
might look
Hillesbog,
at the
JK, Rama.
Fennel garn.
I might look at the fennel garn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should look at the fennel
To
garn, too.
see, and then there's I might also look at the sport. What's the sport that I like? What's the sport
Casmarino?
that I like? No, the I did my dad's vest in it. Oh god.
Ego tweed.
Eco tweed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Thank
idea.
Tweak could work. Yeah, really nicely.
Yeah.
It's got
I
some
need
good
to pick my
neutrals.
boucle.
I know. I need to look at the boucles.
Again,
Those are
we
fun.
did just get an LBA restock,
Yeah.
so
I'm
We're
actually using the chunky mohair
Uh-huh.
for my second one.
because you're switching it, you're doing your speckle for the
Yes.
main
So
color
different.
and a solid for
Yeah.
the
Well, and I bet the cash silk light would look nice in that too.
Yes.
If you wanted a floofy,
yeah.
solid.
Yeah, it's funny. I know I want a solid for the fingering part, like for the ribbing and everything. So I definitely have to. I'll pick a multi for the.
Yeah.
It'll be
the
fun.
So that'll be my whip in progress. Oh wait,
Yes.
I do have one more pre-whip. Whip. More sock tubes. I'm gonna do.
Oh yes,
I got
did you
this
decide
Is
about
it
your
the
red and
solid
green
on
ones?
that one?
I don't know. I
Oh,
still don't know. I think I am going to do.
we got opinions.
We
Comments
did. A couple of
that you
people
saw.
commented.
did.
Yeah, if you want them to be Christmassy red legs, if you don't want it to be Christmassy green legs.
I think I'm gonna do green legs because I don't want it to be Christmassy.
Yeah.
Then it
I-
could be St. Patrick's Day.
It could be St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly.
And also, I feel
It's
like I
spring.
wear more green.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll be good. And then I think I am gonna go with the white for that. But I also have to experiment a little bit. I have a couple of different newish needles that I picked up. Hiya Flyers.
Yes.
They're flexi flips basically, but they're
Yeah.
Hiya because I like flexi flips, but I find the point too
love
dull. I need
Mhm.
a really sharp point, especially for socks.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to try the Highas and see if I end up shoving them through my fingertips like an idiot.
That often
Making
happens
holes.
with high so far.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
forgot-
Even I don't even know that I pushed, and I've gotten holes from high highs.
I get
do
holes
like
from
them.
Chagos.
Though. I do
I'm
like
I have
them.
Wow,
dents in my
girl.
fingers from Chagos. I also have a set of the Nova Platinas that I had gotten years ago.
Never even heard of those.
And never, they're like a Knitter's Pride one. And they are square.
Ah.
I those are not comfortable for me. I haven't
With-
tried them.
I
I mean, that square type, the
I have
Uvix
this-
or whatever.
I have square wood ones, and I like the feel of them, but I realized I can't do wood, bamboo, anything
For socks.
smaller than a 2.
Yeah.
They bend, and it makes me
Annoys
so
you.
mad. And I'm constantly focusing on, like, I need to rotate this needle so it bends the other
yeah.
way. And I'm like, I can't just accept it. And then I also have my Chagu size 0 double points. So I'm going to do some experimentation to see which ones I like. Because I need a sharp tip
We're just going to have a whole
and metal.
tube along, and we're going to release your class.
Yes.
Do a tube along.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I have 2 tubes I need to put heel stitching cups on. I'm
Yes.
just waiting. I'm now at this point. Now it's no longer I put it off since September. Now it's I'm waiting for the appropriate time.
You're waiting for the appropriate time. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not in your control in the same way.
Right.
Yeah. And I have 2 sets of tube socks in progress
Yeah.
that I could finish as part of the tube along.
You know what? I think what we should do is we should do like like a coupon code where it's like get a tube and the class as a bundle for whatever amount
Yeah,
for
that's a
like
good idea.
podcast viewers.
Yes. Love that.
When the class is ready to release.
Yeah, we could do that.
Which
Cool.
should be soon. Hopefully you guys like that
Like I said,
idea.
test first and then release it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
You'll hear more about that in February.
Yes.
We'll finish it in February.
We'll finish it in February.
There you go.
And then we'll do a tube along. It's an interesting name.
And you know, as that goes into spring, that's fine because socks are like a make any time of the year thing.
Yeah.
Yes, they
I
are.
mean, yeah.
It's a good project. I'm done with my whips.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Speaking of finish it February, I've been working on my finish it February project. So I showed you last time the progress on my.
You're getting a jump on
Pokemon.
finish it February.
I am,
right?
yeah.
Which is fine. That's
So you
legit.
can make sure that you finish it.
So yeah, because I actually do want to finish these in February. And I honestly, like, this is my house project. When I'm there, this is all I work on, and I watch TV with Beth, which recently we've been watching Demon Slayer, which is actually it's good. Like I was a little put off by like the title, which sounds like super gory, but actually the story is really good. So if you like
What is that
Japanese
on?
anime and things like that,
Oh, is it streaming?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, cool.
And Jasmine actually recommended it to me, and I was a little bit like, yeah. And then Beth was like, I've been wanting to watch that with you. I was still like, yeah. And then we watched the first time. Like, the story is good. It does have like demons and eating people, but it's like not on screenish so much.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And very art animated, but like the story it's compelling. I like it.
Cool.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working on my Pokemon blankets again. These were sets from Molly Girl that she sent out over a year. But it was 12 packs of 5 colors, each one representing a Pokemon in the Kanto region. So I have making 2 blankets because they were 50-gram DK skates, 60 50-gram DK skates.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of yarn, by the way.
Yeah.
Up a sign.
It's like 30 full-size
So I
skeins, that's
made,
a lot of yarn.
I showed you the what do you call it?
Love it.
Woo.
The mitered square one?
Yeah, the miter square was what I showed you last time, and then this is the granny stripes that I'm doing, and this is in the order that she sent them, which is in the order of the gems if you're a Pokemon player from the Kanto region.
It's the
So
one
we
you
start out
encounter.
over here with the starters. There's Squirtle and Charmander and not Ivysaur. What's his name? Bulbasaur. Yeah, and then Eevee and Pikachu, because that's the starters for Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. And then it goes through the Rock Gem, and the Water Gem, and the Electric Gem, and the Grass Gem, and the Ghosts. And this is the Pokemon Playground, or like the Pokemon Center thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what do you call it, Gem? The Psychic Gem,
Yeah.
Fire Gem. Then it's your final 4, your last 4 people, and then now I'm on the last bit here,
Yay!
and I've got this is Articuno, this is Zapdos.
Sorry.
I have Moltres down here, which I asked Eric like what order he wanted me to put these in. And he wanted Articuno first, and then Moltres, and then Zapdos. And then Beth's like, you're putting them in order, right? I'm like, what do you mean order? She's like, Uno, Dos, Tres, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. And apparently in every language, they're always 1, 2, 3. I didn't know that either. So, anyway.
New Pokemon facts.
Yeah. So, and then I told Eric, and he thought that was super cool. So now we're doing them in 1, 2, 3 order. That's why I'm working on Zapdos second, and then Moltres will come on third, and then I just have Mew and Mewtwo. Yay!
And then you're done. I have to say,
Wow.
it feels so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the DK and the Granny Stripes. It's a good density.
Yeah.
So then I am going to half double crochet around it twice.
Okay.
And I was sort of driving me nuts, like what color was I going to use to half double crochet all the way around it?
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to use the leftovers.
It's a good idea.
Just make a magic
Yeah.
ball?
Yeah, basically.
In
I have.
order.
I think I have enough. This whole thing is full of leftovers.
I think you have enough.
And then I have all these leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'd like to save about like a foot
Mm-hmm.
of each and
For
probably just tie
repairs
them
and
all in a
things.
bundle. Yeah, for repairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But
That's a very good idea.
because it's for children.
Yeah.
But I think 2 rounds of half double crochet is going to be
I
good.
don't know. It used a lot of yarn. You may not have enough for 2 rounds with what you've got
Maybe a
there.
single crochet around?
I don't know.
I don't think you need a whole lot of border on this.
I don't think so either, but I do want to border it so it doesn't get abraded and things.
Well, yeah, you don't want
Yeah,
like the,
yeah, no, for
the
sure.
edges to. But I would go single crochet if you're unsure.
And
Well, and also weigh it, right?
Right,
Like make your magic
yes,
ball.
yes, or
Weigh
do
it.
I could do a single crochet first. And weigh it.
do like a foot. Do a foot. See how much weight that takes. Measure your full blanket. It's just because I've run out of yarn on stuff like this. I feel like
Yeah.
it takes a lot more than you think it takes. But that's a reasonable way to test it.
Yeah.
Test a foot. See how much you need to do.
But
that, and then see what you have.
I would do the single crochet
Yeah.
and test it because you can do 2 rounds. If you can get 2 rounds of single crochet out, that'll look nice too.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The other thing I think you
I do
could
like
pick
half
to go
double.
with this is like Tosh Decay or something. Pick a
Yeah.
neutrally kind of color of that.
Yeah.
That would pull it
If you
together.
needed to.
I think, feel wise, it feels pretty comparable.
Yeah, it's just like the
Or knitted wit.
the
I feel like
dye
some more different.
colors. I know they're
Yeah.
all over the place, but still, like the tones, the dyes, every dyer uses
You know
different
what?
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know whether she's still selling
Right.
anything. She may have something.
Yeah,
You could
that's
actually-
true too.
Contact Angela and see what she's got.
Yep,
Because that would be a nice way to do it, to get something from her to
yep.
wrap
Yeah.
it up.
So anyway,
I do like the idea of the border with the leftovers, though.
I do too.
do you think
yeah.
I could incorporate my ends as I get to them?
Yes, just go over.
Yeah, we crochet
Can I
over 'em.
can I use them? Can I just crochet with my ends?
Yes.
That's going
What
to
you
be
think?
really wonky though,
You
because
think?
they're so close. They're like right next to each other.
Yeah, they
and you're
are.
gonna
They
be
do
carrying-
end right there.
Yeah,
I can just do my first round with this one and my second round with this.
could
I'm
try
like, how
that.
lazy can I be?
You could try that.
Leaving in all these 120 ends.
I
I
know.
would just crochet.
I
over.
crochet over as I go,
Yeah.
but I mean, like that's you would do on the
I mean,
next
that
round.
one side is going to be pretty bulky now.
Yeah,
Maybe I just single crochet the first one, half double the second, and then
Yeah,
I'll have the
maybe.
bulky single crochet and
Yeah.
whatever. We'll see. TBD. That's what Finish It February is for.
Yeah.
there
Anyway,
you go. There
So
you go.
that's this is my project. This is my other one. I showed you, like I said, I showed you the knit one last week. I'm not going to finish the knit one in February because I've got to seam all those squares. But I'm going to
Yeah.
have a plan. I'll probably get like a strip or like several bits done so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then that one also is going to get crocheted around at the end because I'm not about knitting and applying a board.
Oh no,
No.
no.
We love
Or
crocheting.
picking up and
Picking up.
whatever.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, can you
Almost-
imagine?
Yeah, I
Excuse
can.
me, almost worse.
I did Charlie's lace blanket applied border.
That's right.
So, I want to just give us a time check. We have
Yep.
30 minutes. We have
Okay.
to talk about our last episode question and prize,
Oh, let's-
opinions, new in store,
Right.
and our new drawing.
I'll be fast.
We can do that.
I know, I just wanted to...
We talk fast.
We
We're
can-
northeast.
Yep.
Ish.
Yeah, now you're northeast.
You bet for
All right. This is my project
Yeah.
that I thought would be a finished object this week, and it's not quite. This is my Franca cardigan.
So nice. Looks
My
gorgeous.
man sweater.
Yep.
So I finished this sleeve last night on knit night.
Mhm.
Yay! And then I started on this sleeve, and if I was making sleeves that match, I would just have the garter left to do, which is about 24 rows,
Mhm.
and the bind off. I ran out of yarn. Step
Oh,
one,
no.
I ran out of yarn during knit night last night, so
Yikes.
I came here and wound another skein of yarn. So no problem. I had 3 more skeins of yarn. I had plenty more that I had gotten, so
It just wasn't wound.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Then I tried it on. So for the recipient, I got to, I think I showed you last time, right? Like I got to like this point actually where this little Trinkle's progress keeper is. I got to that point and I took it to the recipient and I tried it on Tim and I was like, tell me how long you want your sleeves. He told me how long he wanted the sleeves. And we were like, okay, great, you need another 5 inches. So 2 inches of stockinette and 3 inches of rib. Great, no problem. So I did that. And then I tried it on because we're about the same size. And it goes to like here. And he wants it here.
Oh,
So I'll tell you what I think my mistake was so that you can learn from my mistake and not do the same thing. First, when I tried it on him, I think I still had the needles on.
Mm.
So they're heavy.
Yes, they probably
and
pulled it.
They
Yep.
pull it a little bit.
Yep.
Secondly, these, and I love this so much. This is one thing about coconuts that I love because it just, you don't have a problem of holes in the underarms because you just cast on you. So there's a hole in the underarm here where you cast off for the body. You know, you cast on for the body and you also cast on for the sleeves and you don't connect them. You don't do the pickup thing and then you just seam it together afterwards.
But if that was
it takes
pulled
like
apart,
5 minutes and it's so much neater than doing the pickups with and trying to get those corners right. I love the way that looks. I never remember to do it on my sweaters and I should always remember to do it because I really like that better.
Adapt that.
I never remember that, but it's awesome. However, yeah, if that
was being pulled apart, especially with the weight of the needles, it was probably
that gives you an
even,
extra inch.
Yeah,
exactly. So now I'm going to have to take back the garter, put in more stockinette, probably another inch and a half of stockinette, and redo the garter. So
I was going to say, because that garter proportion at the edging actually looks really nice.
Looks really good.
You don't want to extend it.
And I knit these sleeves on 9s, and then the garter is on an 8 because on a 9 it would
garter.
like flare
Garter,
out. Yeah.
So you have bell sleeves.
Going down, Melanie, thank you. You were right. Go down half.
Yep.
We talked about this on Knit Night last night. How much should I go down? 1 millimeter or half a millimeter? So I went down half.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks great. It'll look great.
Yeah, it will. It will. And it'll be done next time. It's just annoying that it's not.
And I was going to say, it's not quite enough that you could block it or like count on the weight of the wear.
It's not worth it.
Have it grow.
With all the
It's better
work
to fix
and yarn
it.
that's going into that sweater,
Exactly.
ripping back.
And it's
It'll be a 10-minute fix.
Yep.
But
well, no, it won't. It'll be an hour fix because
10 minutes to rip it back.
Yes. And then you have to work on
then
it.
just rework
Then a little bit of time.
But now I'm making this one. Obviously, I'm leaving the first one, making the second one, and then going back to match the good one. Yes.
Yeah. No, that is normally
I'm
a good way to do it.
The way to do
doing
it.
that on the second one. I'm moving it first.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. This sleeve is going so much faster because I'm not figuring out what to do. I made
you don't have
good
to think
notes.
about it. You know what you're doing.
Yep,
so that's
I have
my
a plan.
follow
Yeah.
by Julie Weisenberger in Wolf Par. Ta-da! Man sweater. I mentioned that I love this plume by I had to get a new skein of the Wolf Farm. But I'm using the plume from Elena Len all together with the far and making a sweater. So
That's
after
great.
I finished,
You're
after
matching.
I finished this one, I love this solid color so much I want to wear it more. So
yeah, it's really pretty. It looks great on you.
I'm making this sweater, which is the same far, the same plume from Elena Len, and just making, this is cardigan number 6 by My Favorite Things, and quite modified because the gauge is bigger than what is specified in the pattern, and she has an applied neckband, and I worked my neckband with my garment, which was awesome sauce.
Yes,
So much
definitely. The way to do it.
Yeah, and so now I'm just on a sleeve, and these are going to be similar to my balloon cardigan, straight sleeves and then cinched at the end. So now I'm just going around and around and around in this lace pattern, which is really lovely and easy. Yeah, it would be great if I could finish both of these sweaters by next time. We shall see.
I bet you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You've got a sleeve and then another sleeve, and you don't have to do the neckband because you already did it.
I know, it's great. And we have some mother of pearl buttons back there that I want to check out
That'd be
and see
perfect
if they
for
would
that.
work for this. Because
Yeah.
I think we only have 3 buttons left, and there's only 3 buttonholes on here. So
Perfect.
meant to
And we
be.
probably should
Meant to be.
order some.
We
of
should
those.
have more mother of pearl white buttons. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
But anyway, so
What else
that's
you got?
my sweater number 6. See, I told you I could go fast.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
And next, I have. I need opinions from you guys.
Ooh.
All right.
We have
and,
them.
And you know, this may wind up being our opinion section. Because
Yeah, that's fine.
we got 20 minutes till the store opens.
We're good. We'll
Okay.
do it.
I can give you a question on your opinions and then tell you what happened with this project.
Yes. Go.
Okay, when you're thinking of a new sweater, what should you pick first, the yarn or the pattern?
Oh.
I normally think of a new sweater because I have seen a pattern that I must make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I'm pattern first.
I do both. I knew I wanted to make a vest. I knew I narrowed down all of my vest options to Ribblesdale, Hobbiton, and yours.
Yeah.
And then I knew that for either Hobbiton or Ribblesdale, I wanted to use something in stash because I wanted to start it now, and I didn't, and it was like 11 at night. So I started with a pattern and went to the yarn, but sometimes I start with the yarn and
like a yarn idea.
Right, where I'm like, you know what? I really want
to
to use Lucky Tweed. What can I use Lucky Tweed in?
Yeah.
This was definitely a question somebody asked, and we just don't. We'll have to double check. Maybe we'll throw it in here. And thank you for your question.
Yes.
But yeah, like sometimes if I'm looking at like Lucky Tweed, I'm like, I want to use Lucky Tweed. What am I going to use Lucky Tweed in? What would look good with? So I do both for sure.
Yeah.
What about?
I pretty much would say I'm never disciplined enough to pick the yarn first and then pick the pattern. It's all about the patterns for me, and that's why I've done like make nines a couple of times, but generally the new and shiny comes up and I am obsessed, and it's like, but also that's why I haven't started my favorite thing sweater, because the yarn is still sitting in a box in the back of the store, which hopefully will be checked in this afternoon. But once that yarn is out, once my my
then
Cardo,
you're gonna be like,
oh yeah, and there was an ulterior motive in doing this too. You may remember the reason I did the Cardos for a sample was because I was swatching to see if it worked for the sweater I wanted to make.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah.
So you generally start pattern first, then you find a yarn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm 50-50.
I am very frequently yarn first, and then I look for a pattern that is in my favorites already.
Yeah.
Yes.
That matches the gauge and the fiber and all that kind of stuff. Because we talked about that last time, how I used my Ravelry favorites and searched that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so I'm starting on Chad's Rhinebeck sweater, 2024.
Look at you, planner.
Because man sweater. And I need time.
I'm sure this will be Jean's Rhinebeck sweater for next year too, because this is his third sweater in 30 years. I'm not. There's not a chance of another sweater before Rhinebeck next year.
Guess what you're getting? Yes. So what are you thinking for Chad?
Well, okay. So I like sweaters in non-superwash wool. Mm-hmm. They tend to be warmer, and I like to be warmer. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit cozier, right? Superwash wool tends to be cooler, so if you run hot, superwash sweaters where it's at.
They're they're also a little denser and often a little drapier.
Yeah.
They don't kind of like a non-superwash wool will kind of like has a little bit of body that stands on its own.
Yeah.
Not always, but you know.
Yeah,
generally, like a little poof almost, like a little right, just like this.
Yeah, it's got a little body in it.
Yeah,
so I like non superwash wool. So I wanted to knit him something in non superwash wool. Okay, however, my precious princess doesn't like prickles. By that, and that means anything texture.
Yeah, I know. There were a couple that you were talking about the other day. I'm like, that's not scratchy. That's not prickly.
Yeah, so
it depends. Everyone's different, you know.
Yep. Germantown's out. I mean, actually,
Germantown's out.
Yeah.
He is a precious princess.
He's okay with this. Like the La Bien-Aimée, because he came over on Sunday to like look at colors, and he's like, "Oh, I love this Corey Worsted." I'm like, "No, put that back. Put that back." I said, "Do you remember my Soraya? You I wrapped it around you for like 2 seconds. And you're like, oh, it's scratchy." Yeah, so no, and that was after it was blocked.
Wow, wow.
I mean, because
I feel like that feels soft when you're working.
I know, I agree.
I think Wensley and Corey Worsted both feel soft when you're working with it, but it feels like wool.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It has a woolly feel.
It's a woolly feel, and I think it can be too prickly for some.
Yeah,
I don't mind it at all.
This is totally a personal taste thing,
and I think it softens when you're blocking it. But like Jonathan also, dainty princess, who's like, it's too prickly.
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, suck it up, dude.
So, and then same thing with like, cause I wanted to do either like a sport to a DK-ish, but like felted tweeds would be way too prickly. And I think like I've made felted tweed sweaters, and I have to wear something under those.
Yeah.
You know, certainly Feel and Garn is right out, even though I wear that next to skin.
Yeah. I would wear Feel and Garn next to skin. Alpaca soft.
Could do alpaca soft.
Yeah, that would be
It
good.
is warm because alpaca.
Yeah. But
But it is very soft.
But it's
it
butter.
is well named.
It is. That's a great one. But I had picked a yarn that I thought he would like, and that was Eco Tweed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great one.
And I'll
That's
tell you,
perfect.
that softens even more when you black it.
And that is
like, a
very
lot.
soft.
It's very
It is
buttery.
very soft.
It is. It really is. It has some nylon in it, right?
Yep, and
A little bit, yeah.
it is also not it.
It's not super wash.
Right, and it has a rusticy look,
Mhm.
but not a rustic feel.
No,
There's
not
no
at all.
prickle in here.
Yeah.
And he also likes colors and textures and things like that. So he likes the flex, right?
Yeah,
Those
uh-huh,
little
the
Yeah,
little
extra flex.
Tweeties.
Yeah. Okay, great. We have a yarn. Now let me go find you 5 to 8 options for patterns, and let's look through them.
Oh, I do
Right.
too.
Yeah, he didn't like any of them. None of them were good. Right out. He said he didn't like the colorwork yoke thing.
Okay.
Fine. So first talked about what kind of
That
thing
gets
you-
rid of a
I was-
style entirely.
Yeah.
Yes, I was not going to do another knit pearl like I did last year. Actually, that was 3 pearls in a knit for a whole sweater.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that again.
No.
So overall texture, I was like, no, we're not doing seed stitch again. So he likes cables. I like cables. Let's do cables.
Yeah.
Obviously, not going to do lace on a dude sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can, but
You absolutely can. But
Yeah.
that's not his style.
it's not his style. But cables would be really nice, and we could find
Yeah.
something that worked. So I found 5 to 8 cable patterns that would work really well with this yarn. And he didn't like any of them.
Oh,
So then we went through the 1,000 cable patterns on Ravelry for men for any weight between sport and worsted.
Oh.
And we found one that he liked. One.
wow. Wow.
So that is the sweater that must get done.
And
Chad
what is
and
it
Jonathan
called?
are very similar.
So now we have a specific yarn and a specific pattern, which is a recipe for disaster. Don't do this. My opinion,
Yeah.
now we're in
Yeah.
opinions, don't do that. That is the worst. The only time that sort of works is when you're doing a pattern in the yarn that the designer used to design that pattern.
Right.
That's okay. But if you come and you're like, if it's 5 years old, the color doesn't exist anymore.
The yarn may or may not
The
exist
yarn may
anymore.
or may not exist anymore.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can only do that with a recently released pattern.
Yeah. Well, and
man.
honestly, I hate to say it, but even then, sometimes it doesn't work,
Oh,
depending
yeah.
on how.
Because sometimes the if it's commissioned, if a
Yeah.
pattern company or a yarn company is commissioning it from a pattern designer, the pattern designer might have designed it for something else of a similar gauge, and they're like, oh yeah, you can totally do
You
this
could do
pattern.
that.
Let's write it up for so and so.
Yeah.
So, are
So-
you swatching?
So then that's why
And you hate swatching. Oh
That's
man.
why he came by and was like, let's just pick a different yarn that works better. Oh, but he picked, which is a great pattern. I'll put it in here. Denali by Laura Gone.
Oh, that's a good pattern.
It's a good one. So
He's
it's
got good taste. I mean,
Right.
this is the thing. He's picky, but
right. So it's got 5 cables across the front it's 2 different cables. So the 2 on the
They
side and the one
alternate.
in the center
Yeah.
are one cable, and then the 2 other ones are a different cable. And it's not like a crazy intricate Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Summer. I mean, she is cable queen.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and I did the reindeer antler cape, that
Yeah.
big thing on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
back of my
Gorgeous.
which is beautiful. Nightingale.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did Nightingale on the back of my Comfort Fade Cardi. But that was you have to pay attention to every single
Every
row.
stitch.
Front
yeah.
and
every
back.
stitch, every row.
Front and back.
Yeah.
This one is not that way. Yay. And the sleeves are stockinette. Yay!
Nice. Yep.
Is the back stockinette or cabled?
Stockinette.
Oh,
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
they'll be done in a minute.
The problem is it was written on a 7. This yarn is not made for 7.
No. No.
So he came and he looked at yarn and there's nothing that he likes the color that would work. I even said the Saxony, didn't like any of the colors of the whole line of
Saxony
Saxony.
is so
It's
nice.
so
Saxony
nice.
is beautiful.
Seisha is making a sample. We will have it soon.
It's so good.
The
But
Denali.
anyway,
What kind of sleeves does the Denali have?
the stockinette long sleeves.
I mean, set in.
Oh, it
drop.
is set in. It's going to be contiguous short rows.
Oh, yeah. You can adapt that to use that yarn.
Well, what I'm doing,
I'll help you.
I'm swatching to hold a double.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
How does it feel?
right, that's my question. That's
Oh, very dense. Very dense.
I like it. I like this for like, this is like a sturdy, like, fisherman's sweater.
You know what I
Right.
feel like, though? I feel like knowing his thing with prickle and everything, it doesn't feel soft anymore. And, you know, our students are starting to arrive
Yes.
for
Oh,
11
yeah.
o'clock.
I think you need to block this.
Okay.
And also, if you need help adapting it for a lighter weight, you can easily do that.
all right.
Especially if it's set in. It's actually easier to adapt a set in sleeve sweater
Sure.
for a chest size.
Right. Well, you just knit the schematics.
you
Same
knit
way
to-
I did like my
Yeah.
Exactly. You knit to the
exactly.
schematic, you add another
Yep.
panel, you can add another cable, you can add another blah, 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 blah.
I could make the cables wider so they still fill up the same amount of space.
Easily.
All right.
I actually like this though, but I think you're gonna need, I would do a round of pearl, do a garter thing, and then go up a needle size.
Go up a needle size.
Yeah,
Go up a
it's
needle
very
size.
dense.
Let me see.
I like the density, and I will say, having worked with this recently on Dad's sweater,
Yeah.
it works out very nicely knit densely, because then when you block it, it definitely
softens and opens
changes.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll
It
work on
definitely
it.
changes.
I'll continue with this. I'll go up a needle size. I'll add some more rows. Then I'll play with it single.
Yeah.
There might be multiple swatches for the sweater, which is very off-brand for me.
That is not an on-brand Amanda. So we should talk about our giveaway for last week. What
Yep.
was our question?
Our question was, are you doing finished in February? And if so, what are you finishing?
Mm-hmm.
And the prize was Knitted Wit or Madeline Tosh January color, which I think we have right over there, Amanda, right?
Yes,
we do.
There goes McGonagall.
Our winner is Sue Von Dolan, 4138, who said, I have too many whips, but I am going to keep a pair of mittens downstairs by my TV chair and an Irish hiking scarf upstairs at the computer where I watch knitting
Oh,
podcasts.
perfect.
I
Good
love it.
idea.
And I will
That's
try
a
to
good
concentrate
strategy.
on finishing those two projects. Great strategy.
I love it.
Then pick another two whips to concentrate on. I never missed your podcast. Enjoyed it very much.
Aw.
Love that Lily of the Valley.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, I'm guessing you're going to pick the Lily of the Valley.
but if you
if
change
not,
your mind, it's
Spicy
fine.
ramen is here.
Let
too.
us know.
My
Let us
comfort
know. So, congrats, Sue, and thanks for being a watcher. And go ahead and email us and let us know which one you want.
So what is going to be our question this week?
Have we asked
Pattern
our
first
audience?
or yarn
Yeah,
first?
exactly. I think that's a good question for everybody.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Do
Do you
you
pick-
also do?
Do you pattern first? Do you pick yarn first? Do you do a little bit of both?
Yeah.
What do you do? And then, what are we going to give away? This actually ties in nicely with, I think we're going to give away a skein of Mad Tosh, right? Because yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
had an amazing meeting with
Laura Zander.
Laura Zander, who is the head of Jimmy Bean's Wool, who also owns Madeline Tosh and
Delacue.
Delacue,
Shabui.
Shabui.
Now Dream in Color.
Dream in
is coming
Color.
under their umbrella. We had the best
she was
time.
lovely.
She was here for like 2 hours.
Yeah. We had
And
so much fun.
we
Such a
had
good
great
time.
She's one of those people that you meet and you feel like you've known her forever.
Yeah.
And we just had a really nice chat. And yeah,
So we have
loved
some place to drop by when we're in Reno.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I want to go see.
We'll have to have a field trip.
But
We can expense it.
we can expense it. Yes, professional development. But we were talking with her about both Madeline Tosh and Delacue, and this is a great example. Like, this is the Halvesies kit, and this is a Delacue snaps bag
yeah,
packed
which are great.
with Mad Tosh half skeins.
Yeah.
And it's just a really nice, and she was telling us some cool stuff that they have, that Delacue's doing, and we were talking about like a lot of the Delacue products, and we were saying how much we love these snaps bags because they stay closed, but you can still work with them. They're sheer.
They're soft, they're
I was
squishable.
also, like, super impressed with how much she listens to feedback.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think that's how
I think
these...
that was the purpose of the visit.
Yeah.
But
Get
which
some
was so
feedback.
nice, you know.
But, I mean, having been around corporate a lot, there's a lot of people that say they want feedback and then they...
and
They don't wanna
really
listen to
don't.
you.
No,
Like,
she
genuinely
totally,
listens.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of, like, goes through the whole corporation. I mean, that's
Yes,
it does.
yes.
that's how we sort of ended up for these, right? Because
Yeah.
there was feedback from some of the 12 days of Tosh from
Yeah.
the prior years
Yeah.
on, like, lighter packaging, more reusable.
Or and just not putting so much of
Yeah.
the cost into the packaging.
I mean,
Right,
packaging
yeah.
is
Sure, they're
beautiful,
affordable. Yeah.
but also like price point is important.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that enough
Yeah.
people can, dive into it, and especially if that's like your first time using a Delaque or using a Madeline Tosh thing, like you want it to be a good experience.
Yeah,
yeah.
Definitely.
So she was super awesome, and she had some really great suggestions for us as well.
Yeah,
like in our conversation. So it was really great. And so we were thinking, especially because we're like, oh, we're podcasting tomorrow.
Yeah.
We should totally do a
Tosh
giveaway.
Yeah.
And so
we have so much, and we show you the color of the month every
Yes.
month, but we don't always go through the
we
whole
have
line.
I'm just gonna move. We have DK, Grace
Yep.
Notes,
Yep.
Beloved. This is such
One
a
of the
great
best. Yeah, that's been like a great seller
I know
from
the
the
sweater
start.
on
Best color, best
Yep.
colors, and this is the Tosh DK.
Well, and Tarte is another one.
Oh,
that,
yep.
you know,
Tarte is so pretty. Is this also the DK?
Yeah, these
And
are all
then
DK. That is
Joshua Tree.
Yes,
I love
yes.
this green.
There are several really good greens.
We have
that
a lot of great
Yeah.
Tosh DKs, and then
I
you
just
want to talk
finished with the Wool Cycle Sport for Catherine's
Yes,
baby
yes.
coming home outfit, which comes from 100% recycled fibers from the fiber industry.
Yeah,
Right,
She mentioned
so-
they're getting another big shipment of the fibers or that
Right.
From
yarn
the
so
mill.
that they can dye it again next or in March.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
if
actually, almost everybody in Stacia's upcoming Zoom sweater class is using that yarn.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
From Depend.
Yeah,
yeah,
perfect for
and
that.
for improving our carbon footprint and
Yes,
just like
yeah.
our
It's awesome.
ecological impact, like that is amazing, and I'm so glad they're doing that as a company.
Mhm.
And then obviously Tosh sock, which
Yep.
was like my
My fave.
first love.
Yeah,
This is my
yeah.
favorite sock yarn. I'm wearing it today.
It really does make fantastic socks.
Yeah, very long wearing,
And shawls.
great socks,
And just
shawls
like
as well,
stitch
yeah.
definition, and
Yeah.
it's
It's a
just such a
lovely
beautiful yarn. So we don't really have time for new in store, but one thing I will mention is we have like a total of 3 of the holiday halfsies left.
Yeah.
So if you had your eye, you didn't get one. We've got 1 of the Yeti and 2 of sparkling cider, I think,
Yep.
whatever.
Sparkling cider. So
Yeah.
if they're not gone by next time, I might take one.
Yeah.
But
And
to
we do
get
have
them-
we have a big order coming in from Delaque. Amanda and I zoomed
Yes.
the other morning when we saw that. So those mesh totes are going to be
The
back.
mesh totes. I have the
And
purple
we
one.
got
Two
a couple
coming
of
back.
couple of different new things as well. So,
So we don't have the Delaque in stock now, but it will be soon. So keep an eye on the newsletter because
Yes.
those are going to go super fast.
They,
Yes.
they went super fast last time.
they
and
did.
then
I mean,
they-
so many people asking, oh, when you get more, and it's been like 6 months at
that's-
least.
Yes,
Yeah,
that we
and-
couldn't get them. And
Yeah,
now
they were out of
finally
stock, so
getting
now-
them.
So
we're
if you
getting a
don't
nice
currently
quantity.
get the newsletter, scroll down, go to our website, Shop
Yep.
Yarnia, scroll down to the bottom of any page, sign up for the newsletter, and that way you will be notified
You'll
when we get
know
our
as soon as
Delaque.
they're in.
Yep.
And in
Yeah.
the meantime, tell us whether you do yarn first or pattern first, and you can win your choice of skein of Madeline Tosh.
Any of our Madeline
Any of our Madeline
Touch
Tosh, and we have a ton.
Yeah,
We
the
do,
skeins,
we do.
not the kit.
Not the kit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Skeins.
Skein.
In the meantime, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching.
We hope you had a great time, and join us next time. Make sure to follow us at Shop Yarnia everywhere.
Everywhere.
Ravelry, Facebook.
Ravelry, Facebook,
Instagram.
Instagram, shopyarnia.com is our website, and we will see you next
Like, subscribe.
time. Like and subscribe.
Yay!
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.